I join you once again for this valedictory session that we're holding. We're trying to aptly call it Connecting the Dots because today I feel in the audience we have quite a few a good mix of retailers, exporters, manufacturers who are now looking to get and in fact are exploring very seriously the e-retail side of the business. So similarly, on the panel, we've invited e-retailers plus a retailer who's actually done a lot of integration in terms of from the manufacturing front to the retail front and also now to the e-commerce front where they're getting a lot more aggressive. Then we again have yebi.com, which is again into the wholesale side of business, which is a cash and carry business, a B2B model as well as a B2C model. So I believe that there is some kind of integration and a lot of retailers or manufacturers may want to know the answers as to how much business sense or a business case does it make for them to actually go and extend their businesses here. Well, I believe any kind of revenues and as they get extended are very interesting. But of course, we'll look at and in greater depth. So I believe we'd like to start with Deepak here. Deepak has a small presentation that he'd like to share with you, where he's just going to show you a case study of how Gitanjali's managed to do this integration across their organization. So Deepak, we'll start with you first.
Basically, I would try to showcase a case study of how Gitanjali, from a manufacturer to a brand to an offline retailer, moved into online retail. So probably that perspective would help some of you who are trying to get into online retail. I've split the presentation in three sections. I will talk about overall jewelry industry and Gitanjali Group's positioning. Then I will talk about online jewelry market and how does Gitanjali foray into online retail. And lastly, I would share with you some of the learnings Gitanjali had in its initial experience in online retail. The global jewelry industry, $150 billion market. US is the biggest market with $40 billion, $60 billion, which is 40%. India is also the third biggest jewelry market in the world. And if you see, the growth rate is 15% per annum, which is one of the fastest in the world. India is also the largest gold consumer in the world, with 20% of gold jewelry consumed in India. The market is hugely unorganized. If you see, there are only 5 to 6% of the market dominated by organized players. The rest of all is between family jewelers and unorganized players. There are around 3 lakh goldsmiths in the country. Diamond jewelry is a small part of the entire market, around 12%, but it's growing the fastest, around 25 to 35%. Talking about Gitanjali Group, it's the world's largest branded and integrated retail and manufacturing company. Annual turnover for last year was $2.1 billion. We launched the first branded jewelry, Jili, in 1994 in India. 8 out of the top 10 jewelry brands belong to this group. We have presence in around 10 countries and we distribute our brands through 4,000 retail points all over the world. The group has also won around 60 national and international awards. Connecting the dots, here I wanted to present this slide where we show Gitanjali sources the diamonds from Africa right from the mines and markets it directly. So we call it mines to market. So we source the diamond, cut and polish in Surat, manufacture them in Mumbai, do the branding ourselves, do wholesale, and offline retail and lately the online retail through gitanjaligifts.com. We follow a multi-brand strategy. So some of these are in-house brands, some we have acquired inorganically. So the idea is to present various brand options to consumers to cater to various requirements. Technology, again, there are various brands that we are dealing with and we are selling our products on our own website as well as partner website. So having a seamless technology that makes the inventory visible across all channels is very important, again, to avoid stockouts. Touch and feel. This is another challenge we are slowly overcoming with people becoming more comfortable buying online. The initial inertia of would that ring fit my finger? Would that diamond be as big as how it's looking online? I think it's going away with more and more new approaches people are taking, showing a scale next to the product. Various approaches we're trying to overcome that. Now, in e-retail, we are also trying to take a multi-channel strategy, the same that we have taken in offline. Sales formats, mainly three formats. We are talking about online store. A partner who has already a new online website can use our catalog and promote. We are talking about existing retailer. It could be a jeweler, it could be a gift shop who can have a small counter of Gitanjali products, but also showcase the touch screen and basically upsell the customer besides what products he's already selling. And the third one is more of a exhibition model. Very interestingly, we had a requisition from a wedding planner who basically conducts HNI weddings. And it's very interesting for us to see what new kind of channels are evolving due to internet.
When we started selling shoes, everyone was very reluctant. Our partners, our vendors, they didn't believe in us that you can sell shoes online, because traditionally the thought process is that a customer will wear a shoe, walk around a little bit, and then make the choice. However, we used internet as a medium to reach where brands have not reached. And another reason why I think we were successful is that we had, our return policies, our policies related to the transaction were very convenient for the customer and very flexible. So I think that brought us a lot of traction. As far as moving to the other categories is, when we started selling shoes, our partner said, "Oh, you're selling shoes so well, we also make shirts, or we also make t-shirts. Why don't you sell our t-shirts also?" So then we said, okay, let's start selling apparels also. So when we started selling apparels, they said, you know what, we also make socks, we also make wallets, belts, and all your accessories. So I think it was a natural progression moving from shoes to the other categories. And if you'll see the retail size, footwear still is about 1/4 the size of apparels in this country. So moving on from shoes was a very natural progression for us. And what was the third thing? Yeah, there's an interesting story about stores. Now, we had a customer somewhere in a tier 2, tier 3 city, and he came to us that he had a very good location store somewhere north of India, and he had approached all the sports brands that he wanted to open a franchise, and all of them declined, saying that, we don't want to open now and whatever. So he came to us, he says, "I want to become your franchisee. You have all the brands, you have all the Pumas and the Adidas and you name it. So I want to become your franchisee." So we've never pushed for opening franchises, but then it's been, people have come to us and said, "I want to." Now that very franchisee has 6 stores across Punjab. So you can very well imagine that we never wanted to move to that line, but it was just an option available to us, and we went ahead with us. But our focus is primarily B2C, online.
Particularly in the consumer durable category, how how you've grown, and how particularly are you using your own merchants to make or service your own online customers better? Is that happening at all? I mean, how does are you warehousing everything, or are you actually putting it out on the retailer to kind of take the product forward?
We have close to 1.2 crore products that we sell through our online portal. So having a supply chain ecosystem for all of them definitely is a mix of a lot of products that are warehoused. We have almost 6 warehouses in the country, and those are very strategically placed as far as the order volume is concerned. So we consider that, and we place different warehouses in different parts of the country. We have almost 30 plus courier tie-ups to service those products, but yes, there are a lot of products that we still get drop shipped by the vendor. Now for those products, we have a supply chain method which is totally integrated. We exactly know what is in stock with the vendor, and we know when the products are replenished. So we have a lead time that suits to each product category, and based on that, we show what is in stock and what is not in stock typically. But I think having heard a lot of questions from the previous session, I would like to talk about one of the other initiatives that Infibeam has taken. So when we moved back from Amazon.com, so I was working in the US with Amazon.com in Seattle, working very closely with the M&A group there, and so was Vishal Mehta, who's the CEO of the company. So I'm one of the co-founders with this company, and we always had this vision that if we were to move back to India and start something in the Indian infrastructure, then we need to understand that India is a very different economy. We can never get everybody to shop from one particular site like holds good for the Western countries. We always thought that India is a lot of relationship and trust driven. So what that would mean is having developed your own brand has to mingle well with actually empowering a lot of intermediaries that you work with. So for us, the vision has always been how can we enable e-commerce in India and then let it grow. So in Infibeam, what we have done is we have an initiative called buildabazaar.com. So what happens is this is an e-commerce engine as a service that we have provided to different retailers. The platform itself, Build a Bazaar, if you were to go, you can opt in for a free package and you can create your own e-commerce store. This e-commerce store would be built on the same e-commerce engine as Infibeam is running. It is totally integrated with all the social media tools. We actually redirect you to one of our associate partners in the logistics space to solve your logistics hassles. Then on top of that, we also provide, so the website would be totally SEO friendly, and the SEO team is the same team that works for Infibeam. And then to top on that, we have a lot of SEM. So there is a lot of Google AdWords and other methods of search engine marketing that we offer as a package along with the platform to give you a hands-on experience of actually starting to market it online. So what that means is if I am an electronics retailer and I'm carrying 200 different phones, you can actually take 800 out of Infibeam's catalog and be an affiliate to Infibeam. So on that, you can start earning affiliate commissions on your own store. So there is a back and forth mechanism. All your products can be listed onto Infibeam as a marketplace seller, and similarly, Infibeam's product can be listed on your store. This is the way we are working with Om Books, who was carrying close to 2 lakh titles in one of their offline retail outlets, and having tied up with Infibeam, now the SKU size that they're carrying is 1 crore book. Now that is the magic of going online because there is no shortage of real estate inventory.
How do you ensure that the customer actually gets the value? I mean, I'm sure there must be often cases where they bought, let's say, a value package from your website and the merchant did not honor it or had some preconditions to it which the customer was not aware. So the customer, in that sense, actually, from a retail perspective, if I understand as an editor, there are 2 losses being made. One, he's going to lose trust on your website, and secondly, he's going to lose trust on the merchant. So it's a double loss really which is happening for the retail industry. So now how do you avoid situations like these?
One thing that I think all of us are becoming more aware of is the power of social media. And when you explain this to merchants, they're very quick in getting that. So we've had, the resolution is very quickly gotten to if the customer just comes back to us. I've actually had customers who told us, but if I had this experience and I was like, if you come back to Maidala, we'll connect you with the retailer. And we've seen it not just with the services retailers, but with products also. People have reshipped products. They've not even waited for the product to come back while they've reshipped a new one. So there's, I think retailers in general are understanding that it's no longer the immediate people that you reach, it's pretty much everybody. And one person hits, they say an average Facebook person has about 300 odd friends, and this is US statistics, but I'm assuming it's about 170 in India. And that's a lot of people to be getting bad publicity through. So, both that way. That being said, we're also doing a lot with merchants so that they don't want to, get off the Maidala platform. Maidala is, we only run with verified merchants. So merchants who run with us on a regular basis, especially in terms of products because they're so sensitive. And also certain services that, tattoos being one of them, but products especially. Merchants get that. And on our side also we've tried to provide. So similar to what Neeru was saying, we have merchant stores that are enabled, but we do things slightly differently for us. E-retailing or the Maidala Mall encompasses targeted fashion. We've done a lot of analytics, so we realize that a merchant might not just want to be on the internet or might just want to hit the corporate users. And so it's really important for merchants to stay with us on a longer term basis. So nobody wants to be blacklisted. We also do a lot of TV for merchants. We've taken them on mobile, we've taken them on print. So, and I don't mean one merchant, this is an option that is given to all our merchants or most of our merchants. So no merchant wants to be blacklisted. So they're very careful about what they're doing because they realize they're hitting mass media, they're hitting internet, they're hitting corporate clients. There's so much that they're doing with us that merchants have been really good about that.